Hello, everybody, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Ta, ta, ta. I know I'm not Vanna White. It's me, Stephanie T. Um, but this is my Cash App. Um, but this is my Cash App. It's like being in that Zoom meeting, and then you hear the echo, and it's like, ah. Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to be able to see the chat actually. But this is my Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo. If you do want to make a physical monetary donation, if you are unable to do that today, that is totally fine. This reading is 100% free. All you have to do is watch the video. And if you want to support the channel, you can do freely by giving it a thumbs up on the video or consider subscribing to the channel. You can actually do a thumbs up without subscribing if you don't want a bunch of subscriptions. I mean, I get it. You can still do a thumbs up or you can leave a comment. So, I am going to get started with the white cards today. So, for some of you, the power of prayer may be very significant. Some of us learned how to pray. Others are just finding out now, right? Better late than never, right? Is that what they say? They could be praying about their future and if they're going to have a future with you for somebody specific, which a couple days ago I did kind of like or was it yesterday? I did like a love reading. So yeah. This may have to do with somebody that you've been involved with, or formerly, like you've crossed paths with them at some point in time. But for some of you, this person turned into a toad instead of being your ride or die, right? You know, you thought you were kissing the prince, but he turned into a frog or whatever, right? And you're like, okay, just get on, hop along, right? Hop to it there. Yeah, maybe this person is somebody that was like reckless around you and you're like, I just don't need that in my energy. Maybe that's something new you're doing for 2025. I put in the description. All you need is a positive attitude. Have a lighthearted approach towards life. Sometimes that is difficult to do if we have not gone through our healing yet. Okay, but it is one day at a time, including me. All right. And you know, I probably have some experience on y'all, understand? That are watching. So yeah, hands. You might be praying using your hands. Yeah, there's a little hand that I drew here in the prayer, like the old, when the kids are standing in front of the prayer book, right? Specifically. Yes, I do remember. So for some of you, you may be religious, or this just be something where something's weighing on your heart and you just need to feel some kind of lift. Okay. So that's kind of what we're trying to do over here, in Tarot Land too. Do remember this is you have to take the readings with a grain of salt and um realize that this is a collective reading, not a personal one. Okay. So if there's still something that's weighing on you, that's when maybe you need to spend that time in prayer. For other folks, they may want to call that meditation. Okay. I don't really care what you call it as long as you do it. Okay. That song, that Gary Wright song has been just burning a hole in my ear. It's like, my heart is on fire. My soul's like a wheel that's turning, right? Sorry, I don't know the lyrics to that, but for some of you, you could play an instrument using your hands. Maybe you're not a singer. Yeah, whoever this person is, especially if you're single, is realizing that like you don't need, and same or female or male. I mean, you know what I mean? Like I was working with one of my ex-partners the other day on a project, that I do for, my Ophelia Lesbian channel, and, it's amicable, whatever. We were never married even, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. And, can't remember now what I was gonna say. Oh, geez, now I just lost it. But, yeah, it's just one of those things, collective, where you're trying to, peacefully move forward. Yes. So anybody that's acting this way, you're not having time for it, right? You're like, "Look, I know how to be cordial. I know how to, work well with others. Like, I can even be around my ex," you know what I mean? Whereas some people, that's not their experience in life. That's why they have to go to 3, 4, 5 frickin' Thanksgivings, right? Because nobody in their family can get along. Okay. We're gonna come back to these. Okay. I got it. We're gonna shift the energy here. Let me get a little sip. Again, feel free to leave a comment, if you would like, and the free way to support the channel, again, is by liking the video or subscribing to the channel. Let's get some different messages here from this deck. I feel like there's a bigger picture, collective here that we need to look at. Okay. You could also be feeling like a refugee from all this energy. Like, there's a lot of sickness going around right now. There's a lot of big holiday gatherings. Maybe you're just like, look, like, I'm doing hermit January. You know what I mean? Some people do like dry January. Well, maybe their dry is like not being so peoply. You know what I mean? Um, look at that fish. It's so I just posted a post that I like did a hashtag go fish. So it's kind of funny to me that this came out. Some of you could like fishing as well. You might like sea life. You know what I mean? Like, you might like to visit aquariums. Maybe you like to go visit different bodies of water, right? You could have a pet fish as well. I actually did have a goldfish growing up, so his name was Carrot, y'all. And then I took him into the school, like, and he became our class fish. Yeah. Carrot bringing people joy, right? Oh my goodness. I actually really wanted to take that phone call, but I can't right now. So I'm in the middle of this reading. Joy. Yeah. A collective, I feel like you're going to be focusing on things that bring you joy this year in 2025. So if it hasn't been working for you, you might just be saying go fish, right? Like, there's plenty of fish in the sea. Maybe you tried knitting and you suck at it. It's like, okay, but you know what? Now you still have all this material, and for some reason you get along with crocheting. Who knew? I mean, whatever. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just the tiniest little shift in perspective that allows us to open up a lot more doors of possibility, right? And that's kind of why I put here this, like, as these readings, we're going from, alpha to omega. You know what I mean? We're looking at the umbrella here that's covering us all so that we can all live a peaceful life, right? And get along, you know, like some folks that came before us intended. All right. Okay. It is sunny here today, which is so nice. It has been like overcast and weather events and oh my, here we are again, Sharon Stone. Hope Sharon's okay out there, LA area. I don't know if she still lives out there anymore, but yeah, some of you might be concerned about people living out in the California area is kind of what I'm getting here. Um, and I feel like collective also you are empathetic, okay? And one way that you like to be empathetic is by sharing your joy with others. Some people could be like, oh, they're just showing off, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, you know what? Maybe grandma so and so doesn't have the energy to fly overseas and take pictures of all these things, but their, nieces, nephews, whoever can, and maybe post pictures of it. And what I mean? That brings that person joy. Like, get a grip, people. You know what I mean? Sometimes this jealousy and all these things get so out of control. It's like, again, what is the bigger picture here? What's the umbrella moment that we need, right? Okay. Do we need Riri to get in here and Ella us here? Hello, hello. Do you want my 2 cents or not? Okay, support the channel. Just gives a thumbs up on the video. It helps. It helps. All right. One more, please. Which I am looking forward to when it's a little warmer and getting to some warmer locations because then I can do some on-site readings, which I do enjoy doing, by the way. It's just sometimes, it has to be the right time and opportunity. Okay. Scheduling, right? Yeah. So you could be finding out too that as you are planning things for this new year, you're coming up against obstacles already. And you're like, is this going to take away my joy? Okay. Shift your perspective, right? And think about how you can win in the situation instead of like, oh, rats again, or so and so won again, or I was defeated again. You know what I mean? Like, what are we manifesting? So when we say all we need is a positive attitude, that's not to say nothing negative is going on around us. It's just that having that belief within yourself, okay, that you're going to make it through. All right. Again, because that's what we're doing in 2025. And anybody that doesn't like it can kick rocks, right? Because you have a right to, swim your little Nemo adventure, right? Can I get a thumbs up for Nemo fans? All right. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Yeah, for some of you, you might be visiting somewhere. There's some kind of ET type thing happening. All right, for lack of a better. Okay, let's go dip in. Ooh, actually, yeah, I was gonna do my spooky wookie deck, which is it's not mine personally, but it's the Spirit Halloween Deluxe one I got on clearance, which I love telling people I got it for 50% off because who doesn't like a deal? I sure do. If you like a deal such as this free reading, please do give the video a thumbs up. Dialing for dollars, just trying to find me. I'll wait for delivery each day until 3. So, Lord, watch and buy me a color TV. Won't you buy me a night on the town? Counting on you, Lord. Please don't let me down. Prove that you love me and buy the next round. Who's doing a dry January though? In January, right? Janis Joplin, she was a famous consumer of the Southern Comfort, which I particularly enjoyed when I was younger as well. I don't so much anymore. I got sick on it too many times, basically. That's how that story goes. So I won't say I don't drink alcohol anymore, but I don't drink it in the like binge party drinking fashion that I used to. That like a lot of people around me were doing at the same time, and it's still very acceptable in lots of places. So it's not like anyway. So I'm not trying to say like I'm holier than thou and because I don't do this or that or whatever, but there's a limit, right? Where it's like, okay, you're drinking like a fish, right? Maybe it's time to slow down. I was getting that slow down message literally on the way to do this reading as I was walking from room to room. Okay. as you can see, like, it took a while for me to I already had the live set up, but I had to get some other things done. My chicken wings were in the oven, so I had to take those out, you know? So, anywho, um so yeah, so collective for some of you, what brings you joy might be cooking as well in 2025. Eating less processed foods, slowing down, making your own things, right? I posted a video the other day. I did shrimp and grits, which I did the whole thing like in 30 minutes, really. Which, for some folks, by the time you got in your car and went somewhere, I mean, come on, as long as you have the ingredients, right, you can make it happen. So and then on that last verse, she says, "Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz?" And she does her little laugh. Right? Not exactly like that, but you get the point. Six of Swords, Harpy. Yeah, I feel it's like it's like, did we overindulge in 2024? Now it's calling and saying, "Hey, hey, it's time. It's time." The other day I was doing some, I have one of those armband things, you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, how many of us have gone through the programs before? Like, you probably know enough that you don't have to have some big form. Start moving, just start moving, lifting those, lift your weights. You're gonna be sore after a while, right? Um, you know, you don't let it turn into a harpy where you're in such poor shape that your body's screaming at you, right? We're at the beginning of 2025. Do something about it now, right? That's kind of what I'm getting here. And hey, maybe you got an injury and lifting weights isn't for you anymore. Okay, go fish. Maybe you need a little lighter exercise. Maybe you need to start swimming. Maybe that's going to bring you joy. Maybe you're going to end up maybe you had a desk job and now you're at a job where, like, like the mail carriers, you're walking everywhere. Like, do they really need to go to the gym? I mean, personally. Anyway, you know, um, so, recognize where you're at. Like, don't push yourself into something that's unnecessary, right? Like, okay, if you sit at a desk and, maybe you live in an apartment or something, like, yeah, maybe you have limited opportunities to move around, but maybe you walk to work instead of taking public transportation, right? Or a cab or Uber or whatever it is. Okay. Yeah, don't let your body be the one to have to tell you, like, in a bad way, right? Where there might not be any turning back. Okay, that's kind of the thing about the Six of Swords. It's like you're crossing over into more peaceful waters because it was so bad where it was at. We used to call this the burning platform in Six Sigma crummy whatever corporate world, right? The burning platform is your body's freaking aching, not sleeping, not eating right, la 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 la, right? And then what you do? Well, let's knock us out with a six pack, right? And then it takes a 12 pack. And then pretty soon, people are going through a 30 pack a day. Don't tell me you don't know somebody if you haven't done it yourself. All right. So, you know what I'm saying? And maybe that's for the dry January folks. Again, I'm not saying one way or the other is right. They say like a glass of red wine a day is like good for your heart, blah blah. I mean, the Italians love wine. They seem to live pretty happy, long lives, but they also eat a little different. You know what I mean? Than the typical American processed diet for sure. Sorry, guys, had to sit there. All right, so that's at the root, and yeah, you can't be feeding your body poison and expect it to grow, right? So you may need to, tend to that soil a little bit. And for some of you, this message could come in the form of like a bird giving you some kind of warning. Like, I don't know, like maybe you had a Charlie horse in the morning and you're like, okay, no big deal, right? But maybe you forget to stretch. And so you go out trail running or something, and then you run into like some kind of hawk and they're like, or some weird turkey buzzard gets in your way or something. That's going to be the sign where you might need to slow down for a second and check yourself before you wreck yourself and get like a knee injury. I don't know who this message is for, but this is just what I'm getting right now. Somebody says pull up sleeves because I like it. Arms upper uncovered, muscular. Is that what you do when you work out? Really 97? I know some gyms are very particular. They don't like people wearing like muscle cutout shirts and stuff, but some gyms are fine with like they don't have an issue with it. Some of those dudes get pretty big. It's like that's hard for them to fit in those clothes anymore. Knight of Cups, Genie. Okay. So your wish is my command, and if they're not making it happen, the genie will. Okay, is kind of what I'm getting here. So, for those of you seeking a like a what's the word I want to say? Just something that's like within the range, right? In terms of a romantic partnership, like, you know, it's not the extreme highs and lows and weirdness. No, it's just more like, oh, is that going to make you happy? You know what? I'm actually able to do that. Let's try it. And you're going to be like, oh, wow, cool. You know what I mean? And it's just going to flow. All right. It's going to be something that you can get joy out of. Okay. So, yeah, so for some of you, that could be a romantic relationship with somebody that you find attractive, kind of like on a little Sharon Stone type level, you know what I mean? Giving it the sexy vibe, right? I'm thinking also of like Tina Turner. She had those sculpted, arms and stuff. But when you gotta fight off Ike, you're gonna be in you're gonna be in shape after a while. But good Lord, I mean, how hard they worked on the stage. I mean, my God, there's some dancing, Da-na-na-na. Tower gargoyle. Somebody maybe trying to scare somebody into action. But again, gargoyles are like a warning, as well. So for some of you, you may have protection from this. All right. And I feel like if you find that something's impacting your joy, you're going to label it really quickly and you're just going to move on. All right. Yeah. So, the whole cutoff game or whatever, it's not going to be an issue for you. Well, really got a hold on me. That's what they think. That's what they think. And they think they're going to be doing it with this type of energy, right? Like, "Oh, I'm attractive, I can get whoever I want," type deal. And it's like, beg to differ, beg to differ. So that could be the tower that this person is facing where they thought maybe that they could just kinda slide right in. "I'm just gonna slide back in them DMs, right?" Or whatever. And they're finding out they're not winning in the situation, right? So this could be upsetting them, and that could be part of the energy that you're feeling, like in a post full moon type way. I was really getting this full moon vibe today, but like, you know, we're a couple days after already. So that's interesting to me that this came out like this. I was kind of wondering where that was coming from. Now I know. Um, in the throat chakra, please. Four of Cups. Um, so this person could be a little spooked that you're getting what you want. Okay. And they might want to like come and talk to you about it and be like, oh, I love that you're, you know, doing all this stuff. And, like I want to be the one to, process every command here and provide you with these loving moments of happiness and, things like that. Right. And you might be like, well, look, last time I was around you, right? They could have literally made your body physically hurt to the point where it was dangerous being around them. And you're like, no, that's not was not a winning situation. So you're gonna get cut out of that. Okay. um, and their reaction may not be pleasant. You might have to tell this person to go home. Um, hopefully you don't have to get the law involved, but do what you need to do necessary, okay? You got to protect yourself. So that might be a warning for somebody. It's also one of those things like don't go into the, where where you're not needed, right? Cuz yeah, I feel like that's the thing is the universe is protecting you. You're feeling strong through this, right? You're seeing where you're going. And it's Leo as well. And I feel like yeah, your eyes are on your goals versus the lost spoils of somebody else who didn't want to listen to the warning, right? It's like they had last call already, right? Again, to the alcohol the alcohol analogy, right? They had last call already. Okay. So figure it out, right? Eight of Cups, Pirate. Yeah, I feel like a lot of you are moving on and you're not feeling remorse about it. Some of you could be going on a new adventure. Yeah, really letting yourself be guided by your skills, your talents, your dreams, things of that nature. Okay. Also, for some of you, and I'm not here trying to tell ghost stories or whatever, but when you grow up and people be like, "Oh, I've seen a ghost and blah blah." I believe that because I can sense energies and entities, okay, as a person who's clairaudient and clairsentient. That's part of being clairsentient is feeling this stuff around you. And some of these ancestors of other people may not be very nice. So, and what I always heard is, they would tell like a ghost if there's a ghost in the house to go home, you know but go home with grace, right? Go home peacefully. Just go home, right? What's that song? Girl, don't go away mad. Girl, just go away. Oh my god, you guys. Let's get some more details about the uh oh boy. All right. So yeah, and maybe that's the warning. It's like, dude, every time I'm around this person, all we do is drink, like I'm just spending money. You know what I mean? Like whatever it is. It's like, yeah, don't do anything else? You know what I mean? Like, and like, that's what I'm saying. It's everything in moderation. Some people don't know what moderation means. And to a lot of karmic individuals, they have zero concept of moderation. And that's why boundaries are very important. Very important. Okay. Because their addiction is what makes, that's what drives them. Instead of a heart, their addiction is there. Until they tackle that, face that addiction, it ain't changing. Okay. Right. And they may not have faced this tower yet. Whereas back at the ranch, it's like you're getting all your hopes and dreams, like you have your own personal genie, right? Although you've been working, right? Whereas what has this person been doing? Yeah, probably nothing. Kind of like when they ignored the warnings before. It's giving me very Priscilla hairdo, you know. Elvis's wife, Priscilla. Kind of giving me those. I think he made her dye her hair like jet black or something to match his. Oh, the things we do for love. So we have Capricorn and Leo in terms of signage. All right. So those could be aspected in your chart, right? That may be what this person is focused on as well, is your work instead of their work, right? Because they have been taking from you, right? Not instead of giving to themselves, they would prefer to take from you, right? I once dated somebody that, they didn't want to take a handout from the government or the state or whatever, but they were happy. They didn't have a problem taking a handout from me, their girlfriend. Again, the 100% free way to support the channel is to either subscribe or like the video. If you would like to make a monetary donation, I do have a Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal available at Ophelia's Band, as you can see on the placard on the screen, or you can click on any of the links in the main description of the channel, as well as in the description of the video. I believe at least one of those links is there if you would like to tip the channel. So let's clarify. What does the collective need to know? Ten of Cups. Yeah, this is what you're focused on. That's why you're heeding the warnings, right? You're like, yeah, homie, don't play that over here. You ever see that? And then what does he do? Right? Yo, my name is Homie the Clown. Right, was that Damon Wayans? Oh my God. It was so freaking funny. Oh my God. And Jim Carrey was on it, and J Lo was a fly girl. You know what I mean? Like that was one of the shows growing up I used to like watching. Somebody trying to come in and snatch that genie up. I'm telling you, they just got their eyes, their hands, everything around, like just wanting to swoop in like it's theirs. And you're like, actually, I work for this, so right. You know what I mean? Like it's Aladdin's genie, not anybody else's, right? You guys ever see that movie Sinbad? I think there's a genie in Sinbad. Again, the 6 of swords. It's like you are creating separation from these towers, from these events, from these claims. And this could be, oh my God, is this so oh boy, this person is something else. Anyway, what this person wants to do is come back around and be like, "Oh, remember when we were so happy?" Right? And here you are, like, running as far away from this person as possible. That's what this is. That's what this is. Okay, because it's like, because you got it's like, like in, What's Love Got to Do with It, right? In that scene in the courtroom, and she's like, "All I want is my name," right? He's like, "You can't have that. You can't have that." Yeah, right, and it's like, she got her name, didn't she? Right? And guess what that gave her, you know? Right? Because she already earned that name, right? It was that love, that care, all that she poured into those performances, it was already there, right? Ooh, yeah, rebuke that, rebuke that. Again, see, here's another Knight of Cups that wants to just kinda, like, calmly approach the collective, right? Not somebody that's trying to swoop in and be like, "Oh, well, worship me because I made you do that and this and that," and it's like, "No, actually, you did not." You know? Before she ever met Ike, she rolled in through Nutbush, Tennessee, okay? So, who has the power? Come on now. Got the power, right? Ooh, oh, oh, oh. Getting kinda heavy, and that's what it is. See, it's like it's two all these things they've done. See, how it's like they're carrying shovels on their arms, full shovels everywhere they go, and they want you to help drag, clear and do this work, and it's like, "No, no, you got the wrong number, buddy, or sister, or whatever." You know what I mean? Like, and these literally could be family members as well. Right? I mean, unfortunately, sometimes when people are, struggling and fighting their addictions, they, you know, they need professional help that family members cannot provide. I'll just say it that way. Okay? So, there's a lot of places where, people will go and check themselves into rehabs, hospitals all the time, you know? So, it's not like there's not possibilities out there for folks. Knight of Swords. Okay, air signs. Yeah, you might, um, anybody that comes to you quickly and trying to rush some conversation with you, and you're just like, look, I'm just, you just might have to tell them, like, I don't have time for it right now. Right? You got enough of things on your own to work out, go figure that out. When you're well, come back and maybe we'll chat, right? But for some of you, it's definitely gonna be, you're gonna keep moving forward, right? Um, because it's like you've already crossed that bridge. And for some of you, that may have been a tower, like, coming to that realization, okay? Like, um, but it's a tower showing you new possibilities, right? That's why people always think the tower is bad. It's not, right? It depends on what side of karma you're on, you know? It's like, are you the George Costanza, remember in that, episode where he's at the kid's birthday party or whatever, and he knocks people out of the way trying to evacuate, right, himself first. It's like, "Okay, George, save some zippity doodah for the rest of us, right?" And that's what I mean about this, that that calm 8 of Cups coming around, it or Knight of Cups. It's yeah, it's gonna be presented, as like, "Oh, yeah, here's your burning platform. Okay, well, here's a cup of water." Like, it's just like an easy solution, just like water flowing, right? Which, oh my gosh, hopefully they get more water over there to fight those fires and stuff. I was seeing some information about the water pressure out there in LA and all those people that were using their own water hoses to try and drench down their homes and stuff so they wouldn't catch on fire. Very frightening situation. I know people that have been affected by fires, and they said it was just horribly devastating, and it's like they don't even have pictures left and stuff. I mean, today's world, we have digital memories and stuff like that, but not everything is, but people that can get out with their lives, right? That's what the important thing is. And I think that's part of what you've done in some of these situations, collective, where you're like, yeah, feeding your, oh my God, again, 4 of Cups. So yeah, your reply back might be, "Look, yeah, I'm focusing on, me and mine's here, um, and meditating on how I can best do the next round that I'm given because I know I'm gonna keep getting it, right? I'm on the loop of learning, right? The loop of manifesting, okay? Whereas somebody else might just be facing their challenges, right, for the first time. You're, like, on to the next, you know what I mean? Where it's like you understand it's not necessarily a winning, losing thing. It's not somebody's up, somebody's down, blah, blah. It's everybody can benefit in the situation, again, if the viewpoint is adjusted, right? You know? Who wins in a war when people on both sides die and perish? I mean, sure, somebody can declare victory, but what was already lost? Somebody wants to think they can undo things that have already been done. We all make mistakes, right? But let's admit that we made them, okay? Once upon a time. The genie isn't here to erase the mistake, but maybe the genie can help you make amends, right? I think is maybe what this person needs to hope for instead of expecting you. You know what I mean? Like, if they work on them themselves, like, maybe that's gonna make amends, like, spiritually speaking. So, again, the first card that came out was pray, so, again, maybe somebody's figuring out how to do that, like, for real for the first time ever. Que Queen of Pentacles, Earth signs. Yeah, earth signs are very strong indeed, right? Um You're protecting your home, your whereabouts, all these things, okay? Um, uh, taking care of nourishing your body, right? Keeping yourself clean, making sure for some of you, this, Queen of Pentacles might be somebody who likes, to have clothes pressed a certain way, right? Like, there's just and, collective, some people be like, "Oh, that's a peculiarity of yours," and, "Oh, you shouldn't have to do that," or blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, last time I checked, Sharon Stone is blonde. Okay, yeah, you can probably dye her hair any color, but is that really who Sharon Stone is? You know what I mean? Like, there's just certain things that are gonna make you you, right? And, some of these attachments want you to, like, forget that and instead let you harvest the energy, like let you be something that's harvesting this energy for their benefit. And you're telling these people to scram. Yeah, you're telling them, look, you're not going to win out of that situation because I'm not going to allow it. Right. So, for some of you, like if you're a boss, like, and you might discover somebody's been stealing from you or something, you're like, look, I know something's going on here, and I don't want to argue, but obviously it's not a winning situation for either of us, right? And maybe you have to, fire that person. Um, you're kind of standing on business here or sitting on business, right? You're like, look, I'm not running around trying to teach you how to understand right from wrong. Things you should have learned, in by 5th grade already or whatever, like yeah, there's some heavy manipulation energy coming through as well. That's again, I think why this no winner thing came out here to kind of reassure the collective that yeah, they may try, but that manipulation, it's like a false hope or something. Yeah, 8 of Pentacles. You would rather, work on what you need to than try and figure out this person's problems any day. So, 8 of Pentacles on top of the 8 of Cups, maybe what you're doing is like you're creating your own private like workspace. Maybe you're gonna have your own office, something or shop or something, where you can get away and focus on the work that you have to look forward to that's going to provide you that fulfillment, right? Provide you the fulfillment you deserve, like Tina Turner style, right? Like broke free. Okay. So I think that's about all I'm gonna do. Yeah, because we already did the white cards earlier. So, okay, guys, until next time. Actually, I'm gonna get you some meditation cards before we go. Okay. And then we'll call it. So, welcome if you are a TikTok refugee as well. I did have a TikTok account, but I wasn't like posting much over there. I did have like maybe a couple readings, but this is my main page for readings. Always do go to the community tab for the latest and greatest. Okay. I do a lot of lives now compared to when I was first starting. I was doing a lot of uploads, and it just honestly it was just taking up too much computer space. So I thought, I'm just gonna have to press the cloud here. Like I don't have these things aren't backed up, like, they're on Google Space now, so, get out there and watch some of these other readings, they may pertain to you, okay, wherever you're at along your journey, okay? Everybody is a work in progress, alright? Where you may have mastered something, well, maybe it's now time for a new challenge, right? Onward and upward, and for some of you, it's this emotional fulfillment, being, having a family unit as well. Yeah, and a family unit that acts with integrity. Sorry, I'm laughing, but, I know some of you know how difficult that can be. Have you ever, after somebody dies, yeah, they're coming out like the frickin' like the grudge, you're like, it's like, dude. So again, this could be somebody's greedy energy coming towards you. For some of you, there may have been something where somebody passed on and they left you something, and then for some reason somebody thinks that they're gonna get a piece of the pie or something. I don't know. Yeah, confusing. Um, so collective, I wouldn't be overly bothered by them. Just continue to walk in the steps that you need to. Okay. Oh, people got a lot of nerve, don't they? What's that song? You've got a lot of nerve. Say you are my friend. Positively 4th Street. Yeah. What was I talking earlier about? Possibilities. Yeah, you're focusing on the possibilities. All right. You make your own destiny. Okay. The people that want to take from you don't know how to do that because they're too lazy. Like I said, some of them have never even prayed a day in their life. Okay. And what the funny part is, and they'll say they don't believe in it, and then they're out in the street shaking hands with the devil every day. Now, explain that. Who do you work for? Oh my god, what was that one of the Austin Powers when he's like, "Who does number 2 work for?" It was so funny. I mean, like, bathroom humor, like, whatever, but hey, gotta relax sometimes, right? Be able to be yourself. I dated this one guy, he would just have fits when I would be watching, like, a certain especially if it was, like, a Wayans Brothers comedy or something, it's just, like, I love that, just, like, silly, like, laughing, entertainment, whatever, and he would be like, "Well, why are you watching that? And it's like, sorry, I don't wanna watch, uh, Mexican Street Gangs Lock Up Volume 4. I'm good on that." Which maybe that's the kind of study that that person needed because maybe that's where they're going. I don't know, right? Um, and so instead of in a jail collective, again, you're opening up the umbrella of possibilities here. See what I was talking about? See the shape, right? It's a fan. Be a fan of your own life, you know? It's like it's not bragging, it's about doing and achieving because we can. Because God gave us these little old hands, not to sit on, right? They say about, you know, idle hands, devil's playground, right? So again, maybe, learning to crochet is for you. If you cried while learning how to knit like I did. It's like I think I was like in 4th grade or 2nd grade. It was something. I was pretty young, but still I couldn't do it. I was like she said I was doing it, but I was doing it wrong. I was doing, like, 2 rows at a time or something, but I didn't understand, like, you know what I mean? Because it wasn't some I did, like, but also I did when I was growing up, I did a lot of, needlepoint, which was easy for, like, kids. I would make, like, Christmas ornaments and stuff. I actually learned that from one of my babysitters. She did, needlepoint with the yarn. So that's another thing you can do with yarn besides knitting or crocheting, right? Centering, yeah. Maybe some of these activities are going to center you, okay? Again, this workshop area. What does Virginia Woolf say? A room of one's own. That does not necessarily only apply to women, right? The lady has the she shed, maybe the guy needs the den or the garage or whatever it is, so that you can work on these fun kind of projects that center you, give you purpose, give you growth, guide you, right? About, again, what is going to fulfill you and how. Okay. And that again could be something that you're sharing with others. Maybe you're going to have like an Etsy account or something. Love. Is love on your mind, collective, in 2025? If it is, do go out and check out the last reading I posted. Did the romance angels. Oh my God. As some of them I've never even pulled before. So your focus on love, doing things that you love, all right, is going to what? Bring joy into others' lives in 2025 and make you feel oh so good, right? Like they say on those, was that one of the cooking shows? Oh, so good or whatever. Let's do one more meditation card, okay? Completion. Yeah, some of you may have, like, successfully wrapped up 2024, right? And you're like, "Yes, I am on the next track," right? Um, for some of you, maybe this has taken a long time, but you've walked with integrity, so you're gonna see it opening up for you. Things that you thought maybe were hidden talents, other people are going to start to see and recognize, right? Because you're moving with integrity. Okay? Alrighty, that's pretty much all that I have for you guys. Oh, look, it's 4:22. Happy 420, y'all. So smoke enough you got 'em right, just do it safely. Maybe try an edible, right? They don't really do open burning in Colorado either due to fires and stuff. So, a lot of those dispensaries out there have a ton of great edibles. So, yeah. Anyway, just a thought. Until next time, please do manifest wisely. Bye bye.